Animals have much more heightened senses than humans do. Sometimes they can hear, feel, and see things that we can't. This video shows just that. A dog named Phoebe is cowering under her owner's bed for reasons unknown, while her owner is trying to coax her back out. He said that he was filming because something started making his animals act weird, and he believes that it's a spirit that's tormenting them. Phoebe under the bed looks very distressed, while another dog seen later in the footage looks quite calm. Whatever is making Phoebe feel scared might only be attacking her for just that specific purpose. She is easy to scare. The man also has a cat, and even it begins acting strange too, as if it can see what's going on. Eventually, the man starts hearing sounds in his attic and goes up to check out what it is. The tape is uncut. While recording everything, he does a full sweep and walkthrough of his attic and doesn't seem to find anything the first time he goes up there. Now watch this clip carefully till the end.
Definitely something up here.
Watch this again. What do you think? Is it staged or real? I need to know your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments. Working the night shift at a massive, empty football stadium is an isolating experience. But for 32-year-old security guard Raul Arguello, he was about to find out that he wasn't actually alone. What you are about to see is the terrifying moment Raul captured a shadowy apparition lurking beneath the bleachers of Tomás Adolfo Ducó Stadium, home to the First Division club Atlético Huracán. The video begins at 11 p.m. Raul turns his phone camera on, desperate to document what is happening.
Y nada, lo quería grabar. No sé yo. Estoy podrido, la concha de la lora.
He tells the camera, "It's the third time I've heard this banging noise. I'm going to film it so people believe me when I tell them, because this has never happened to me before. It's terrifying." With a flashlight in hand, Raul begins his descent down a narrow staircase into the underground locker rooms. At first, the hammering is distant and muffled, but as he reaches the bottom of the steps, the sound escalates into a thunderous, violent crash.
Concha de la lora! La concha de la lora!
Cursing in fear, he pushes the door wide open and bursts into the room, ready for a confrontation. But instead of a culprit, he finds absolutely nothing. Panic sets in as he declares to the camera, "See? No one is here. How can nothing be doing this? It's the third time I've entered here because of this noise, and there's nothing. No one." Desperate for proof, Raul spins around, documenting every inch of the empty room. He has no idea that right behind him, he has just captured something unexplainable. As the camera briefly rests on a bench on the far right wall, a shadowy specter breaks cover. It scurries rapidly from left to right across the screen, disappearing straight into the solid wall. Oblivious to the spectre that just crossed his path, the watchman continues to film. Overwhelmed by the inexplicable slamming door and breathing heavily, he mutters, "Oh God, I'm going to leave. I want to go," and retreats from the haunted room. Raoul didn't actually see the apparition with his own eyes. It wasn't until hours later, safely away from the basement, that he reviewed the footage on his phone and finally noticed the shadow figure moving across the room. The encounter was so deeply traumatizing for the married father of two that shortly after the April 3rd incident, he handed in his resignation and found a new security job. The stadium management was contacted regarding the footage, but they have remained entirely silent. When you bring a new baby home, their nursery is supposed to be a safe haven. But for 25-year-old Heather Bruff and 30-year-old Josh Higgins from Michigan, their baby's room became the center of a terrifying paranormal attack. It started when Heather woke her 1-year-old daughter Lily from a nap. She was horrified to find 3 deep purple scratches across the baby's cheek. Knowing Lily couldn't have caused such deep marks herself, the couple immediately checked their baby monitor. What they saw in the footage chilled them to the bone. The video showed a ghostly male figure briskly walking past Lily's crib before vanishing into thin air. The couple lives in a guest house owned by Josh's mother, and the property has a dark history. The previous owner was an elderly woman who died after lying with a broken hip at the bottom of the main home's stairs. Her brother, who suffered from schizophrenia, lived in the very same guest house where the young family now resides until his death years later. For Heather, the terrifying baby monitor footage was the climax of months of unexplained activity. Paranormal investigators were brought in, and they confirmed the presence of ghostly activity on the property. Convinced the spirit is becoming physically violent, the terrified parents no longer leave their baby alone in any room. They are now actively searching for a new home to escape the nightmare as quickly as possible. First, a quick backstory. This abandoned house is famous for being haunted. People who visit say they feel cold spots and hear a child laughing. Rumor has it the ghost of a young kid still wanders these halls, looking for someone to play with. Now, let's look at the video. The camera is pointing at a dark, empty room. Watch this spot right here. Did you see that? Let's slow it down. A weird, glowing shape pops out. It doesn't just float, it moves back and forth, almost like a kid playing peekaboo around the corner. After a few seconds, it completely vanishes. Is this a real ghost? Let's break it down. Skeptics will say it's just a trick of the light, a bug, or maybe a piece of dust floating by the lens. Some might even say it's video editing. But look at how it moves. Dust just floats smoothly, but this thing stops, peeks out, and ducks back in. It moves like a real person. Plus, it just fades into thin air. It honestly matches the old stories of the ghost child perfectly. But I want to hear from you. Is this a real ghost playing hide and seek, or is it just a camera glitch? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. The Salmon Inn in Belford, Northumberland has a long and well-documented history of paranormal activity spanning over a century. Staff and customers alike have reported glasses moving, cold spots, and apparitions. The pub's owners had long accepted the haunting as part of the property, until the night a surveillance camera caught something undeniable. First, watch this video. During a busy evening service with the pub full of patrons, a pint glass on the bar violently propels itself off the counter without any human contact. The overhead surveillance angle provides a clear, unobstructed view. No one is close enough to the glass to have caused the movement. Paranormal researchers who reviewed the footage stated they could find no physical explanation. Paranormal researchers have cited this as one of the cleanest examples of poltergeist activity ever caught on CCTV. The pub still operates today. The ghost, presumably, still drinks there too. What do you guys think about this one? Let me know in the comments. A security guard at Mexico City's International Airport responded to a noise complaint aboard an empty jetliner sitting on the tarmac late at night. The aircraft had been cleared of all passengers and crew. Airport security footage captured both the guard's approach and what he encountered aboard the aircraft. As the security guard boards the empty aircraft, the camera and his own body cam footage captures a tall, dark shadow figure moving through the darkened cabin. The figure moves with purpose and disappears. The guard is seen immediately retreating off the aircraft at speed.
No mames.
Ground crew who reviewed the footage refused to board the plane alone afterward. Mexico City Airport confirmed the plane had been fully cleared. No stowaways, no explanation. The shadow has never been identified. The guard requested a transfer the following week. Some doors, once opened, cannot be closed. This video acquired from a Malaysian hotel's security cameras. You can see a couple clearly having an argument. After an exchange of heated words, the man leaves the woman alone and walks away to another part of the building. Hurt and upset, the woman takes a second look outside the door to see if her significant other has truly left her. He has, and what happens next cannot be explained. First, watch this part. I personally am a bit skeptical on the matters of otherworldly beings, but when it comes to this specific video, I truly cannot say whether or not this was faked. Even the man in the video who walked away experienced something too. Take a look. So, what do you guys think about this one? Is it stage or real? Let me know in the comments. Security cameras outside a hospital emergency room in India captured footage that quickly spread worldwide. Hospitals are already considered among the most spiritually charged locations on Earth, places where life and death intersect daily. The camera was mounted on a fixed position with an unobstructed view. An unoccupied wheelchair begins rolling forward on a level, flat surface, changing direction multiple times across approximately 70 feet with no visible human contact, air current, or mechanical explanation. A security guard on duty at the time is visibly stunned. No wires, no remote controls, and no slope to account for the directional changes were found upon investigation. The incident was witnessed by a security guard, Manoj Kumar, who later fetched the wheelchair and put it back. And he said, "One of us had gone for the rounds and another was inside. I came out to drink water and I saw the wheelchair moving on its own." Well, I'm 50-50 about this one, but what do you guys think? Share your thoughts in the comments. A young woman felt like strange things were happening in her house at night. To find out what was going on, she set up a hidden camera in her bedroom while she slept. She wanted to know if it was just her imagination or if her house was actually haunted. Let's take a look at what the camera caught. Here is the footage. As you can see, she is sound asleep in her bed. Everything is quiet, but watch the bedroom door. Suddenly, the handle turns and the door swings wide open, but no one is there. A few seconds later, look at her bed. Something invisible grabs her heavy blanket and pulls it down off of her. She wakes up instantly, looking totally terrified. But the scary part isn't over. Right as she sits up, the lights in the room start flashing on and off until they finally go completely dark. So, let's talk about what we just saw. Is this real, or is it a fake viral video? If it's fake, it wouldn't be too hard to pull off. Someone could easily tie a clear string to the door handle and the blanket to pull them from off camera. And a friend could just be flipping the light switch in the hallway. But if you look at the woman's face, her fear looks very real. If she isn't acting, and this video is real, then she is dealing with an angry ghost or a poltergeist. What do you guys think? Is this just a good prank, or did she catch a real ghost on camera? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This next video comes from a YouTuber named Junked Up Kitten, and it shows a boy walking around an abandoned jail. Within the description of the video, the boy claims that he and a few of his friends spent 6 hours inside their old county jail that was no longer in use. Their father was friends with the building manager, so he went ahead and let the kids in. The kids had a camera with them and decided to split up, creating their own parody of the sci-fi show Ghost Hunters. They had no intention of capturing anything, they were just being kids. Here's what happened.
Everybody breaks off in their own little areas with, a handy cam, and we're just sort of checking around to see if we can find.
This video was uploaded 17 years ago, so we can't label it as AI generated or edited. I think there must be something that shouldn't be there, but what do you all think? Let me know in the comments. Love what you saw? Then don't forget to smash that subscribe button. It's the best way to make sure you never miss a beat. We've got some incredible content coming your way soon, so I'll catch you in the next one.